how the ultra rich get rich and avoid taxes legally. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Hormozi. I got my first $100 million by age 32. And I did that by taking $42 million in distributions from my first big company, Gym Launch. And I ended up selling that company for $46.2 million. I reinvested that 42-ish million in distributions into a portfolio of companies that today at acquisition.com, just over $200 million a year. And so that's my evidence to why I have something worth saying about this. Now, that being said, I'm going to split this video into two parts. One is the 4 strategies that the ultra rich use in order to get wealthy. And then the second half, I'm going to explain how you can use those same 4 strategies to reverse engineer a $10 million goal. And the reason I use $10 million as the net worth goal is because $10 million at 4 or 5% per year, which would be basically a risk-free investment strategy, you'd be able to live like the top 1% in today's market. So you could move these dollars up as dollars get inflated and all of that kind of stuff. But for now, these are the big 4 strategies. And so these developed over time as my understanding of money improved. And so for me, I now want to make $1 billion, or at least be worth $1 billion. Haha, lots of zeros. Okay, so the first version of this that I thought in order for me to be worth $1 billion was to make $1.5 billion, I know, a lot of zeros, in income, all right? Because after taxes, which would be 67% taxes in the US, which is the highest federal tax rate that you have to pay, you'd be left with $1 billion overall post-tax. Okay, that's the zero leverage version of making money. So this is just income generation, all right? V2 of this is thinking, okay, well, if I make $1 billion or I make income every year, I'm going to invest a certain percentage of that income into making money for me passively. And so this feels harder than making $100 million per year and reinvesting that money at 9%. So the clear point here is I'm just saying, this is just the S&P, this is just the market, this isn't doing anything fancy, you're just buying indexes of the S&P 500. Now at $100 million a year, in 10 years, you would make $1 billion. Now that's because this post-taxes, you'd have $67 million post-tax income that you then invest at that same 9%, which would get you your $1 billion after a decade. And you're like, okay, well, making $100 million a year in income versus making $1.5 billion in income over however long period of time, this feels a little easier because now I'm getting 2 things. I'm generating income